Mataji, in which one shall I make you host?
Anything, Mataji.
Okay, okay, Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji, I have live streamed and made you host. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Shall I do Kirtan Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर भगवान की जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय राधा गोविंद राधे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय वृंदावनदा जय गौरनित्याय जय गौरनित्याय जय गौरनित्याय जय पंचतत्वा पंचतत्वा जय पंचतत्वा जय जय प्रभुपाद जय शील प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर भगवान की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय हरे कृष्ण माता जी थैंक यू सो मच
Thank you, Mataji. Still the host didn't join, I think. I will let you know, Mataji.
ओके माता जी थैंक यू
Hare Krishna. Meanwhile, anybody else will do the Kirtan?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I will do.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे
Thank you,
राम।
Mataji. Vasudha Mataji, thank you so much.
Thank you Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Dandavad
Hare
Pranam,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Dandavad
Hare
Pranam,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Welcome to today's Bhagavatam session, Prabhu. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you Mataji. Sorry I got late, but
No
we'll cover up. We will cover up.
problem. Yes, Prabhu.
We will try to cover up early. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajujana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajujana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Jai Radha, Ras Bihari Radha, Ras Bihari Radha, Jai Radha, Govind Radha, Govind Radhe, Jai Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Mohan Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Govind 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 Radhe, Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo, Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo, Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo, Radha Raman Hari Govind bolo, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath Swami, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Mai, Jaya Sudarshana, Jagannath Swami, Nayan Patgami, Nayan Patgami Baba Tume, Jagannath Swami, Nayan Patgami, Nayan Patgami Baba Tume, Jayo Nrsimhade, 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 Jaya Nrsimhade, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Bhakta Prahlad, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. As usual, my kartal will be just visible but not audible. I know that. But I play kartal so that I get my rhythm. So today we will be, you can, Mataji, some devotee can do the service of showing Srimad Bhagavatam 3:15:1. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Mata. Thank you. So today we will be reading chapter from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Bhagavad Purana, Canto 3rd, the status quo, chapter 15. I'll be covering text 1 to 5. It is all descriptive, and in just 1 hour, it's difficult to cover 5 slokas because there is a continuity which is going on. And we speakers, unfortunately, I'm not able to join all the classes. So I don't know how much was covered yesterday and to what length they have covered. Did they speak about Kashyapi Muni? Did they speak about his different wives and all that? I don't know. And not that we don't want to join, but we have office also and other work because I am an Ugra Karmi, so not completely dedicated to Krishna. So that's what it is. It is. So I don't know if while explanation, how much I need to cover from as a recap, but I'll try to see what all I can do. So something may get repeated, something may not get repeated, something I may miss. So all those who are learning this Krishna consciousness like the way I started 22, 23 years back, continue hearing, and after many, many years, now Krishna thought that, some of us are able to give classes. But please note that I attend Sunday feast in a temple, and there I maximum hear. Generally, I prefer hearing than giving classes. I give classes only when somebody invites me. Generally, I don't ask for classes. I don't ask because that's a whole science altogether different. I don't deny people that you should not ask. If you have knowledge, you can do preaching. And I have a huge, huge interest in my heart to preach before I quit my body. But there are so many permutations and combinations when you want to give a class and somebody doesn't want you to give a class. So there are a lot of, things happen. So I decided in my journey of 22, 23 years, it's better to be quiet and hear more than to speak. Because when you speak, you are liable to be subject to authority, that you are telling that you are following all what you are speaking. Because if you are not, anyway, that preaching is not going to help anybody. If you're not practicing what you are preaching, this will not help anybody. Forget anybody, it will not help your own self. So it's not a cup of tea, or it's not a go to a shop and eat some cake. Giving class means you are putting yourself on spot. But it doesn't mean that you cannot give a class. If you're humble and you follow whatever best to your capability, you can give a class, a simple, honest class. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So we'll begin the Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tado Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So 3.15.1 is Maitre Uvacha Prajapatyam tu tatte ajaha Parte johanam diti Datar varna Varshani shatam Shankamana surardana. Prajapatyam tu tatte ajah Parte johanam diti Dadhar varshani shatam Shankamana surardana. Synonyms. I'm just going to read synonyms for the first time so that we, just know the words. Maitreya Vacha, the sage Maitreya said, Prajapatyam of the great Prajapati, to but Tah Teja, his powerful semen, Parah Teja, other prowess, Hanam, troubling, Ditihi, Diti, Kashyapa's wife, Dadaraha, bore, Varsani, years, or Varshani, years, Satam, Shatam, 100, Shankhamana, being doubtful, Sura Ardhanath, disturbing to demigods. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And other shlokas, devotees can they raise their hands, and coordinator Mataji can give chances to both Prabhus and Matajis. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Maitreya said, "My dear Vidura, Diti, the wife of the sage Kashyapa, could understand that the sons within her womb because of a disturbance to the demigod. As such, she continuously bore the powerful semen of Kashyapa Muni, which was meant to give trouble to others for 100 years." Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreya Muni was explaining to Vidura the activities of the demigod, including Lord Brahma. When Diti heard from her husband that the sons she bore with her abdomen would be causes of disturbance to the demigod, she was not happy. There are two classes of men, the devotees and non-devotees. Non-devotees are called demons, and the devotees are called demigods. No sane man or woman can tolerate the non-devotees giving trouble to devotees. Diti therefore was reluctant to give birth to her babies she wanted for 100 years, so that at least she could save the demigods from the disturbance for that period of time. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayam Dadati Padantikam Bandeham Shri Rupasa Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Navitam Sri हे कृष्णा करुण सिंधु दीन बंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी कृष्णबानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूगं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं सवैर्मनः कृष्णा पदराविन्दयोर् सवैर्मनः कृष्णा पदराविन्दयोर्। श्रीमती राधा रानी की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। So I have been always dedicating all my classes to my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. And with his mercy, I am able to speak some of the few words like a uh, a grain in the sand, a sand grain. So I'm just like a sand grain, although I am so insignificant, but because that sand grain gets the mercy of his superior authority, that the sand grain speaks the Bhagavatam about the entire universe and creation. And that is what we are reading, the chapter 15, which is the description of the kingdom of God. Now, everything what you see in this world is actually God's creation. Now, God's creation is divided into two understandings: the Ekpat Vibhuti and the Tripat Vibhuti. Vibhu means very big. So God's entire creation is made up of spiritual world and material. The material world resides on top of is placed within the outskirts of the spiritual world. So material world doesn't exist outside of spiritual. It is kept on the periphery of spiritual. And conceptually only it is different from spiritual world. Otherwise, it is basically a world which is made up of spiritual. Material world exists because of spiritual. That is one reason in Katha you will hear that it is Krishna who sees everything as spiritual, because for him there is no distinguish between material and spiritual, because that's his energy. But for his part and parcels who are like pendulum oscillating between the material world and the spiritual world, they get trapped by the material world, and so then sometimes they move into spiritual world. Sometimes, the mind oscillates. So the whole problem with this set of Krishna's part and parcels, this entire material world was created. And it has an option for us to go against God, which is known as the Asurik Bhav. Although this Asurik Bhav has no place in the Tripat Vibhuti, 3 times bigger than the material world. In that place, there is no question of going in an Asurik Bhav, means going against the Krishna's dictum or dictation. Krishna says, go left, and you go, I want to go right. In spiritual world, everything is unison. It is in sync. And the moment you want to sing your own tune other than Krishna's tune, which doesn't mean that you are singing Krishna's tune, so you are engaged to Krishna's energy. You are Krishna's part. I am, and we are Krishna's energy. And our real freedom is to sing along with Krishna, because Krishna has the real freedom. He has real intelligence. He has given us real intelligence. So when he asks us to sing and dance in his tunes, we fly more higher and we enjoy more. It is like a kite which a person is flying attached with a string. The kite may feel bounded initially with the string and says, I cannot fly if you catch me on the ground. So that string is Krishna to the kite, and we are the souls. So if the kite has to rise in life, rise in the taste of life, rise in the success of life, rise in the enjoyment of life, rise in the existence, rise in its Krishna consciousness and rise in any dimensions, in any way you can conceptualize the concept of rise in life, materially, not talking materially, I'm talking holistically, spiritually. हिंदी में कैसे कहूंगा कि अगर आप बस आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं, if you want to rise up to the expectation of Krishna, Krishna's expectation is for a soul to enjoy so much, because Krishna enjoys so much. He enjoys all the time, and he wants us to enjoy all the time. Condition is that he wants to tie us with a thread like a kite, but the kite wants to fly on his own. So kite expects one day a wind gush will come and I will fly, but that doesn't happen. So somebody has to stand. The guru stands with a kite on his hand, and the parampara with Krishna pulling the thread, and with the Krishna's thread tied not to the Krishna, the guru throws the kite up and the kite flies in the sky. And have you ever flown a kite? I did it many years back. So, and sometimes Krishna is pulling the wire, so the kite comes close. The kite comes close, but then he suddenly releases and the kite goes up. This is the concept of kite flying. So Guru gives you a lift. Hare Krishna. So everybody lifts their hands. And then we realize, oh, I'm rising in life only because Krishna is attached to me. This parampara thread connected to Krishna consciousness, thread connected to Krishna directly, and Krishna is, and then releasing the thread. Then sometime. And then he makes us interact. So two kites. So in material world, you see kites, they try to disturb each other and cut the strings. So not going too deep within that, but to understand this concept, there is always two types of, souls existing, the devoted and the non-devoted. So non-devoted are those who want to fly on their own. And so the wind comes, there is no guru to throw you up. There is no Krishna consciousness thread, so you don't go up. So if you leave the, kite on its own on the ground, some very powerful gush of wind will just take you and throw you. It won't reach the sky. It won't look beautiful in the sky. And the kite, when you see kites in the sky, you really find, you feel really, you really get attracted to a kite flying. It looks so nice. You feel, oh, I can also fly like that. And everybody wants to fly the kite, whoever, small, big, everybody. In Gujarat, in India, there's a huge festival on kite, I think on the April 1st, which is our New Year, right? Makar Sankranti, someday. So this is exactly what it is happening here, that the Maitreya Muni is acting like a guru to Vidura. And Vidura is full of questions. So he wants to rise high in the life because he has seen enough disturbances in his life. And he has been enoughly troubled. So to ward off his trouble and to rise in life, Krishna is making an arrangement of Maitreya Muni to uplift the kite known as Vidura. And he wants to rise high in life. He has been enough kicked off by the incidents happening around his life. And that is where he comes and is clearing the doubts when he gets a desire to hear more about the pastimes of Krishna, and where Maitreya is telling another pastime and lot of pastimes of Krishna, and in that the sequence where we are hearing that he is telling to Vidura that there was a Kashyapa Muni and he had a wife Diti who came to know that there is a cause of her children are going to be the cause of disturbance, and she is bearing in her womb the powerful semen of her husband Kashyapa. Now Kashyapa Muni, basically a lot of people have heard about Kashyapa Muni. He is a very revered Vedic saint. And he's basically, there is one Brihadaranyaka Upanishad speaks about Kashyapa Muni. And, because of him, I have heard some people say that the Caspian Sea was known after Kashyapa Muni. That's what people generally talk. I've heard some people telling. And so like this, Kashyapa, the word Kashyapa means turtle, okay, in Sanskrit. And basically, he's credited to write lot of hymns in the Rig Veda. And he has written for, Soma Pavamana. And he has spoken about Soma sacrifice, like that, so many things in detail. And he has also, about him in Atharva Veda also it is mentioned. And so he's a very, very well-known rishi. And he was married. It is said that he was married to several ladies, and he was a very powerful man, And this is not Kali Yuga that we are talking about getting married and we are getting inspired to get married to, several ladies or ladies getting married to. No, so it's not. We are not talking about that. But yes, what that history says is he got married to the 13 daughters of Daksha, out of which Aditi, Diti, Kadru, Danu, and like that several. So here in this shloka, it is talking about his second wife, which is out of the 13 daughters of Daksha, which is talking about Diti. And they're talking about that Diti is maintaining the strong semen of Kashyapa Muni. And Kashyapa, it is mentioned in Vishnu and Vayu Purana. He is supposed to be known as the father of Devas and Danavas, Yakshas, Daityas. And he's supposed to be one of the central characters in our Vedic scriptures. Very strong Muni. Munis basically are monists. They have their very high education and they are very intelligent people, and they are monists. They keep their values intact and they read a lot, and they can be very big guiding principles to others. But Munis also can be of different types. They can be of Munis who used to get very frequent anger and cursing people. And some Munis were Rishi Munis were supposed to be very powerful, but they were very tolerant, they were very knowledgeable, and they could guide the general mass. So these Rishi and Munis, out of which Kashyapa is supposed to be revered as one of very powerful rishis. So here we are talking about the disturbance which is going to be created with the daughter of daughter of Kashyapa, with the daughter of Daksha, Diti, married to Kashyapa. So here they're saying that when she comes to know that her womb is having something which can create disturbance, she restrains for several years so that demigods and whoever are not disturbed. When imagine demigods are getting disturbed, that means this will create disturbance to the general mass as well. Demigods are supposed to be very powerful. So demigods are the ones who speak the language of Krishna, and demons are the ones who don't speak the language of Krishna. Demigods generally uh, help in the plan of the Lord, and demons, they go against the plan of the Lord. The Lord is very magnanimous. He allows everyone to exercise their free will. So it is your choice, you want to be singing along with Krishna or singing against Krishna. But mam vartamanu vartante manusya partha sarvasha. Finally, you will land up talking language of Krishna, whoever you, because Krishna owns all. Now, before we move on to the description about the next slokas, I want to bring a very important point of why this is happening. That that how can a person who is in the womb can be of a disturbance to others, not yet born. So what is this? How is this happens in a material world? This is very surprising and intriguing, very curiosity generator. So basically, you know that this world basically is made up of 26 elements. And the soul, when gets trapped in this material world, it falls from the spiritual world and crosses the Viraja river. And then after Viraja river, there are layers of ahankara, intelligence, mind, and then then all that. And so if you notice, you see the 5 elemental world around us. So when a person quits the body, they say, isko mila do uski panch tattva mein vileen karo. You mix this. So some religions which came after Sanatan, they say that bury them. So the earth, somewhere water will also fall, sky, anyway, earth is touching the sky, sky is touching the earth. So sky is not just sky, sky is starting from the earth, it's all sky only, right? So earth, water, air, fire, ether, everything is there in the mother earth and in this universe. So we are basically, our body is made up of these elements with which this entire universe is created. So naturally, the universe, and just take an example of this earth itself. Nowadays, a lot of people get throat pains, throat aches. Why? Because they say there is an ecological change and imbalance is happening. And because of that, too many body-related problems of cold, cough, fever is happening. Now, why it's happening? Because they say that ecological change is happening. So how, the environment around us is impacting us? It is very visible, very visible. Actually, reverse is also true. That if I am a good person, I will be God conscious. I will try to protect these 5 elements. So I will try to, somebody says, don't misuse these 5 elements. So I will not use. But what is happening in current world is everybody is doing Dohan. Everybody is trying to disturb the 5 elemental. And so we are all seeing chaos around us. People are not living God conscious life. And so Others are the 5 elements are impacting us, and we are ourselves impacting the 5 elements. So it is said that when a soul enters in the material world, and especially when it enters, falls from the sky through the vegetation, goes into the womb of a woman, when father impregnates that soul into the mother's body, with what consciousness the 5 elemental body of the father and woman meet, decide the destiny of the soul. And that is why it is said, sanskara asya gunadhanena vasya doshap nayanena va. What does that mean? It's actually written in Brahma Sutra Bhashya. What does this says is, Garbhadharan sanskar is very much required. So we all in ISKCON understand that our bodies are made up of 5 elements, and so we have to live a God conscious life so that we don't disturb this world. At the same time, because if we disturb the 5 elements, in turn those 5 elements will disturb us. Exactly what is happening in Kali. Climates are changing, glaciers are melting, people are using so much of chemicals in food, cancer is happening into the next. Every family has one cancer patient. There is an article which I was reading, and it's now very known that by 2020, 35, 2020, 32, cancer will be very common in all the family, which I am not happy to tell you, because my family, themselves, they are suffering. Although my mother got genetically from her mother, because her mother also had a breast cancer. Okay, so these are things genetically there, but nowadays too much of pollution, too much of chaos is happening around us. People are living a wrong lifestyle, and lot of diseases, new diseases are coming. So if anybody has any question saying that why this son of Diti who is not yet born can create disturbances to the demigods, why are you surprised? This world is made like that. If you do good, others will also be benefited. If you do bad, it will be bad for you and for others. And that is why Diti is continuously restraining to keep her strong semen and not letting this son come out, because she was told he will be the cause of the disturbance of the demigods. And these demigods, Vayu, Indra, Agni, are one of the primary, they take care of these elements and the permutation combinations. And so this is said, sanskarasya gunadhanena sadhoshapa nayanena va. What it says is that with what samskar, you see in every person, comes with what mentality the parents meet. Now, this happens in regular. Okay? And this is a very big concept, that जैसा सोचोगे वैसा ही होगा. Whatever you think, the result will be based on what you have been thinking about life. You think this life is a gone case, your life will really become a gone case. And if you think you can make a real good message out of your life, literally when you are quitting the life, you will be living a wonderful life, giving messages to others. Okay, I know I have taken a lot of time to just explain this shloka, but what to do? These shlokas are so in deep. There's so much to speak about Kashyapa Muni. And so much. Bhagavatam, every word is very, very important and beneficial. And so I have taken so much time. I would request Mataji to now give chance to all of us to finish those 2 to 5, and then we will try to discuss more in between. I hope everybody has understood what I am trying to bring here. Why Diti is controlling her womb, because she knows her son is going to create disturbance. So hope everybody is in sync with us.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Very nice explanation, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Always.
Vasudha Mataji? Yes,
Yeah, please. Go ahead. Go ahead. We'll discuss.
Hare Krishna
Vasudha
Prabhuji.
Mataji, you
Dandavat.
read the shloka. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. लोके तेनाहता लोके लोका पालाहतौजसा न्यावेदयन् विश्वसृजे ध्वान्ताव्यतिकरं दिशाम्. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Divya Mataji, you can read the translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By the force of the pregnancy of Diti, the light of the sun and moon was impaired in all the planets, and the demigods of various planets, being disturbed by that force, asked the creator of the universe, Brahma, what is this expansion of darkness in all directions? Hare Krishna Mataji Prabhu.
Krishnamurti Prabhu, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. It appears from this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam that the sun is the source of light for all the planets in the universe. The modern scientific theory, which states that there are many suns in each universe, is not supported by the verse. It is understood that in each universe there is only one sun, which supplies light to all the planets. In Bhagavad Gita, the moon is also stated to be one of the stars. There are many stars, and when we see them glittering at night, we can understand that they are reflectors of light. Just as moonlight is a reflection of sunlight, other planets also reflect sunlight, and there are many other planets which cannot be seen by our naked eyes. The demonic influence of the suns in the womb of Diti expanded darkness throughout the universe. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Next. Who wants to
Sindhu
read?
Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranam Shraddha. Shloka. Tama etad vibhuveta samvignaya dvayam drisham nahi avyaktam bhagavata kalena sprishta vartmanaha. Hare Krishna.
Sudha Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The fortunate demigod said, O Great One, just see this darkness, which you know very well and which is causing us anxieties. Because the influence of time cannot touch you, there is nothing unmanifest before you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji.
Janaki Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Namaste Pranam, Hare Krishna Mataji. Should I read the purport, Mataji? Or
Yes,
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna?
you can read the purport.
Purport by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Brahma is addressed herein as Vibhu and as the personality of Godhead. He is the supreme personality of Godhead's incarnation of the mode of passion in the material world. He is non-different in the representative sense from the supreme personality of Godhead, and therefore the influence of time cannot affect him. The influence of time, which manifests as past, present, and future, cannot touch higher personalities like Brahma and other demigods. Sometimes demigods and great sages who have attained such perfection are called Trikalanya.
Trikalajnana. Trikalajna. So, Trikalajna means they know the past, present, future. Now, I want to bring a very important point here. One of the very unique feature of Krishna. You know, Krishna is, we call him as Adhokshaja, which means cannot be conquered by senses. Yet at the same time, he is Bhaktavatsal. He gets conquered by the love of devotee. and selflessness of a devotee. I'm going to speak on this Trikalagya. Now, Krishna, everything, past, present, future, is known to Krishna. What does that? What does that? It means that Krishna, it actually, you can think more deeper, is Krishna knows the future. Okay, Krishna knows past, understood. Even I know past. I did yesterday what? But I am limited because I've forgotten really 7 years back on Thursday, 7 years back on Thursday of this year, what did I do? I have really forgotten. It's impossible. So there is one difference between us and Krishna. What to talk about this life? Krishna says, Arjuna, I remember you, what you have done in your several births. You don't remember, but I remember. So this is Trikalagya. It's not just past, present, future for one birth. Trikalagya refers to every birth. In fact, Krishna remembers what you have been doing eternally in his birth. You know why? Because there is a glimpse of indication which Srila Prabhupada speaks about spiritual world. That even spiritual world, spirituality exists because of Krishna. If Krishna doesn't want spiritual world will just melt. It will just go away. It will just deteriorate and disturb, and there will be nothing left. Material world, of course, is a specific energy which is being observed by Krishna right from his heart and mind. It's connected to Krishna completely because that's where his children have little so in the material world, some liberation is there to do what Krishna doesn't want. But in spiritual world, you are exactly doing in purity, in totality, in entire consciousness. You are in sync with what Krishna wants. And Krishna, as I said, is like a kite and a string and a guru throwing the flight up in the sky. He's completely controlled of everything, even in spiritual world. So in spiritual world is eternal. He remembers, and there is no past, present, future in spiritual world. Right? You continue doing certain activities for Krishna, but Krishna has been knowing you for n number of years. I mean, you can't really know you are when you got created. So in spiritual world, you are completely in presence of Krishna, in front of Krishna, in direct association of Krishna. Not that you are in spiritual world always talking and handshaking. You meet Krishna and then you continue living your life and you are fully Krishna conscious. Okay. But in material world, here you are trapped in an energy which is giving you bodies, different bodies based on your desire. And that fluctuation is creating these disturbances. So the whole effort of Srila Prabhupada writing so many books and Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta, Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada, Goswamis is to remove this disturbance. What is Diti is also trying? She is trying to prevent that disturbance to come. Prevent that disturbance. But eventually you will be reading that this disturbance will come out. Because this is material world. Disturbances are bound. But Krishna is so lovable, He doesn't want us to see these fluctuations and disturbances in life. He wants us to be in non-dual world, which is Krishna's world, where there are no disturbances. That is why it is known as Vaikuntha. No anxiety. Here, you will see everybody is anxious, including even demigods. Indra, when he sees some saint or rishi, or even Ravana tries to capture his throne, he becomes anxious to prevent the throne. You can see several examples in scriptures. He creating disturbances, Menka and Vishwamitra. One example out of many. So like that, in material world and in these 14 planetary system where demigods are there, everybody is anxious and bound. So the whole point is that in the spiritual world, Krishna is the Trikalagya. But when his souls move into the material world, he sends he makes an arrangement with some powerful souls who can take care of these souls. They also are Trikalagya within that world, within that. Like Brahma, within a universe, he's Trikalagya. And that is why he's representing Krishna, because Krishna gives him the capability to remember so much. So when you go in front of a Devi or a Devata, demigod, he will know exactly what is going in your heart. Exactly the way how Krishna knows your heart. There is no difference. And that is why in this world, despite Krishna is the supreme personality, yet so many people, they dedicate their lives to demigods. But eventually living life with demigods, these demigods finally root their devotees to Krishna, because he is Mukunda. You have to come out of these fluctuations, these disturbances. So they know your past, present, future. These demigods, they help you. And they know your heart. They guide you. You go to Ganpati Ji, you go to Lord Shiva, you go to any demigod, Kali Devi, and speak with your heart. You don't have, they will understand. They know what you have done in this. And you tell them, give me Krishna, they will be so happy, because that's what their purpose is all about, because they are Surik, they are Sur. They want to sing the tunes what Krishna wants. So they are also Trikalagya, but within this realm where they are supposed to take care of some very insignificant souls like us, so that they help us to reach Krishna. Krishna's plan. That is what Krishna's real plan. And that is how you should understand these ministers of Krishna as his ministers, as his hands and legs. I am wearing a specs. Without specs, I cannot see my mobile. But with the specs, I am able to. And there is a demigod sitting in this. That demigod is in charge of my eyesight. But slowly it is going away as I am growing older. So he is taking away my vision. And Krishna has put him on the job. Like this, every part of the body has some demigod. And that is why when you sing Narsimha Kavacha mantra, it is praying to Narsimha Dev, who orders various demigods to put problems away from your body. And that is why when you meditate, you can ask these demigods to help you serve Krishna. Please heal my body, because you are taking care of my various organs of the body. My mind is very chanchala. Please put me in a situation where I'm dedicated to Krishna. The Brahaspati, he will help. Vayu, Agni Dev, Varun Dev, And that is why you worship cow, because cow has all the demigods present in it, and she's such a sacred animal. When you ask during Govardhana Puja, cow, and you ask cow to, Gau Mata comes and she takes the circumambulance of Govardhana. In temples I've organized, being with temple. I was told by one devotee, you can ask Gau Mata to please let my senses be controlled by Krishna, because he is Govinda. Govinda. He is giving pleasure to cows and senses. So I have some senses which are seeking pleasures in this material world. Oh, Gau Mata, give me power so that my senses get real pleasure of Krishna consciousness. And then, with this, we surrender ourselves, requesting demigods to help our surrendership to Krishna. And these Trikalagya demigods within this realm of these universes, they, with their full power of Trikalagya, they know what you have done in past, and they will help you to become more Krishna. And so you dedicate your time in preaching about Krishna, book distributions, worshipping Krishna. These demigods present in your body will be very happy. That is why you don't have to separately worship these demigods. Because if you worship them, they are saying we are worshipping Krishna. So you worship Krishna, we will be more happy. Because then you are utilizing, our job is to give you a good body. So maintain this body so that we can give you a good, healthy body. And you dedicate yourself, focus on Krishna. So that Mukunda, he will give you mukti. Because every birth you are getting these bodies, you are getting troubled. And the demigods within these bodies are also getting troubled because of you. You smoke, you tambaku, beetle, cigarette, drinking, you are troubling demigods. You are creating disturbance to demigod when you are not Krishna conscious. That is what Diti is doing. She is preventing her womb child to come out because she was told it can create demigods, disturbance to demigods, to this entire world. Darkness will be spread all around. And that is why it is our sublime duty to become Krishna consciousness. Last two shlokas and we'll wrap up the class.
Hare Krishna. Shilpa Mataji, you can read the shloka, Mataji. Now Kishori Mataji's translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji.
One devotee can speak entire. Go ahead.
Shall I?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Deva Deva Jagadata Lokanatha Shikha Mani Parishama Parishama Tvam Bhutanam Asibhavavita. Translation? Should I or somebody else can read?
Go ahead, read it, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. O God of demigods, sustainer of the universe, head jewel of all the demigods in other planets, you know the intentions of all living entities in both the spiritual and material worlds. Purport by A.C. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Because Brahma is almost on an equal footing with the personality of Godhead, he is addressed here as the God of demigods. And because he is the secondary creator of this universe, he is addressed as the sustainer of the universe. He is the head of all the demigods, and therefore he is addressed here as the head jewel of the demigods. It is not difficult for him to understand everything which is happening in both the spiritual and material worlds. He knows everyone's heart and everyone's intentions. Therefore, he was requested to explain this incident. Why was the pregnancy of Diti causing such anxieties all over the universe? Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Next
move
shloka,
ahead to
Prabhu.
the next one.
Now Kishori Mataji, you can read the shloka, Mataji. Shloka translation and purport.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
नमो विज्ञानविद्याय माययेदमुपेयुषे गृहीतगुणभेदाय नमस्ते व्यक्त योनये. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O original source of strength and scientific knowledge, all obeisances unto you. You have accepted the differentiated mode of passion from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. With the help of external energy, you are born of the unmanifested source. All obeisances unto you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Vedas are the original scientific knowledge for all departments of understanding, and this knowledge of the Vedas was first impregnated into the heart of Brahma by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, Brahma is the original source of all scientific knowledge. He is born directly from the transcendental body of Garbhodaksha Vishnu, who is never seen by any creature of this material universe, and therefore always remain unmanifested. Brahma is stated here to be born of unmanifested. He is the incarnation of the mode of passion in material nature, which is the separated external energy of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Roji.
Hare
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you. So just wanted to conclude this last portion about Brahma. That if you notice, we all have, when we are born, we are connected with Nabhi. Nabhi, everybody knows, right? What do you call it as? Nabhi in English?
Navel.
Navel.
And with navel, there is an umbilical cord which goes and connects to the mother. We all know, correct? And this umbilical cord which connects from our navel to mother is feeding us in the form of a fetus when we are inside the uterus of our mothers. So when we are born, we are linked with our navel to our mother, and that's disconnect. It is said that why this connection is happening is because all this navel of our body, it feeds a lot of nerves. They go around and spread around the body, and this navel gives the place from where this nutrition comes, and then it is given to the entire body. And the small embryo, the sperm and ova, meet to form the zygote, and then there's a body covering. So the soul comes and enters, and all that chemical process happens, and zygote is formed from the sperm and ova within the uterus, and there's a uterus wall, and so much of food is happening. But what we are doing, we are always getting that small zygote is getting like this, and then embryo becomes big, and then fetus becomes in the 3rd month, 7th month, and 9 months, when the mother's uterus cannot hold this, it is either cut here or comes from the lower portion of the body. Okay, C-section or natural pregnancy, whatever you say. But what is happening over here exactly is happening with Brahma. This living entity which is coming out of you, born as a son, is actually bearing your genes and DNA, but yet it is separate. He bears your wealth after you leave your body. He bears your properties, and the daughter gets married, the father gives away some property to her. He has 4 properties. He names 2 properties to her daughter if he has one son and a daughter. Okay, and what I'm trying to say is, even we see it practically, this is exactly what is happening in the case of Brahma. Brahma is a representation of Krishna. He is sitting on the lotus flower, and the lotus flower stem is going to the umbilical cord with this Mahavishnu lying down on the causal ocean, and Brahma never leaves the lotus. That means he's always connected physically also with the umbilical cord, and he's getting all the source of nutrition from Krishna. And Krishna is the primal Vishnu. He is the main Vishnu. He incarnates in the form of several Vishnus. So the material world, when you see Krishna coming out of Vishnu, but from spiritual world, you see Vishnu is coming out from Krishna. That not many people know, and they get confused with Dashavatara. So from material world, when you see Krishna, you see him as Vishnu, And from spiritual world, if you see Vishnu, he will appear as Krishna. Magic. That's Krishna's magic.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yes. Beautiful. That's how Krishna is. The primal Vishnu. He is the one who makes these Vishnus for different forms. Mahavishnu, Shankarshna, Anuruddha, Prunam, so many Vishnus with so many hands. Jnanendra, Upendra, Dhyanendra, Dharmendra, Jitendra, Upendra. So many planets are there. But Krishna is the primal Vishnu. Vishnu means yajna. Yajna means sacrifice. And this sacrificial knowledge going from his lotus and the nutrition of running this world as a sacrifice, Brahma is getting everyday knowledge from him. He is using Krishna's resources to run this universe. Hari Bol. And Brahma is sitting on that lotus flower getting nutrition from Krishna every day. It's like Cerelac. It's like Fairvex. वो बच्चों को खिलाता है खाना पीना. वो काजू बादाम खाता है कृष्णा का डेली. वो कृष्णा का ही काजू बादाम खाता है. वो कृष्णा की रोटी खाता है और कृष्णा को वापस उसकी सर्विस देता है. और हम और आप, what we do? We don't want to give that kaju badam, what we get from Krishna, back to Krishna in the form of Krishna consciousness. वो ब्रह्मा दे रहा है, वो अपना नमक की अदायगी कर रहा है, लेकिन हम नहीं कर रहे हैं. He is paying the money of his salt which he is taking from Krishna, but what about us? So this whole game. To understand कि हमारा नमक की उधारी है कृष्णा से. We have eaten salt of Krishna in spiritual world. We are Krishna's energy. We are eternally indebted to Krishna. And that is why Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And then people become irritated. Ye Krishna, Krishna, kyun karte rehte ho? And then one Acharya said, because Krishna loves to hear his name, because he is Swanam Priya. He wants to hear his name. If you want to please Krishna, just say Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna says, do you know any poem? Yes, I know. How many lines poem? 20,000 lines poem, unlimited lines. What are your lyrics? Krishna, 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 Krishna. Wow, this is the best poem I've ever heard, man. This is the best poem I have heard. Krishna just doesn't want anything from you. Just love him, just know him, and be with him. That's what he's expecting, and that's what we are supposed to do in every class. Remember him so much, so much, so much, so much. Like our ISKCON Maharaj, he was, I think, Srimad Gaur Govind Maharaj, if I'm not wrong. He was traveling in train towards Puri. He was Odia, and he was telling people he was sitting in the sleeper class with his disciples, and he was speaking, and in the end he said, Govind, and he passed away in the train home. Govind. Such a glorious exit from this world, thinking about Hari. Om Tat Sat. I hope you would have enjoyed this class. Hare Krishna.
Unique class, Prabhuji. Very nice.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much. Hari Bol.
All done. Sorry, I took 15 more minutes.
Hari Bol Prabhuji, excellent class, very well explained. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
if you talk much, definitely we will forget it. So we won't talk, Prabhuji. We will enjoy it.
Krishna consciousness supposed to be enjoyed.
Yes, Mother. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Grateful to Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare. Thankful to Krishna. He is
Okay,
giving
Prabhuji.
power to.
Okay.
Hare. Okay, we'll end up the class. Mataji, you can end the class so that devotees can save time and for the next 11
Yes,
o'clock.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very wonderful session. And before me only, everybody said a vote of thanks. And thank you so much, Prabhuji. We enjoyed this session a lot. Thank you so much. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Vaishnav
Hare
Dharma.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो अनंतकोटि प्रभुपाद की जय।
God Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of you.
प्रेमदाता प्रभु जी की जय।
आप सभी की जय, आप सभी की जय।
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा।
I'll end the session.